like a cup of tea?
Hello, Joy family. Welcome to the Joyful House on this lovely Thursday evening. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to this episode of Joy House Tea Party. This is number 43. And let's see who we have here in the Joyful House. Okay, joining us tonight, we have the lovely, beautiful Dawn P. Hello and nugs to you. And joining her is Angela Wright. Hello. Angela says, hi, Cynthia and everyone in the chat. How are y'all doing today? I am doing fine, drinking water and working on triangles. Well, thank you so much for being here, Angela. And I love that you guys are loving on each other in the chat. You know, that means a lot to me. You guys, we do have an eagle in the house. So if you will, help me give a great big joyful eagle welcome to our lovely Margie. And she says, nugs, everyone. And also here with us tonight is Samantha. Hello, Samantha. Welcome in. Happy to see you. And again, just got so much love going on in the chat. Love that. Samantha shared she's doing great. She is working on her granny square blanket for her cousin Audrey. I love it. I am having a really good day today, you guys, and my dad is recovering well from surgery. They did have something that they were a little bit concerned about, so they are running a few tests on that this afternoon and this evening. But as of right now, looks like that he will get to come home tomorrow, and we are hoping that that is the case because tomorrow will be 11 days he's been in the hospital. And if you'll remember, 7 days before he went in, he was already in there for a couple of days having ablation surgery. So my dad has not lived at home much over the month of August. And I know he and my mom would be very, very happy for him to be home. But anyway, hello, Ivy. Welcome in. Nugs, nugs. Ivy, I especially want to make sure that you are aware of this, but tomorrow on the channel, I will be premiering my premiere meetup video. You know, as y'all know, I wore the Jen Ivy top to the premiere meetup and I won 3rd place. And so just really grateful to Ivy in that creation. It's a lovely top. I actually want to make many more because it's so lightweight and flowing. And yeah, I love it. It's a beautiful make. So hope to have more of those on the hook in the future. But so good to have you here, my sweet friend. Thank you guys so much for loving her in. We've got the lovely Suzanne here with us. Hello, Suzanne. Thank you so much for all that you have been kind of doing for me behind the scenes. I appreciate all of that. Glad that you are here. And we have Miss Laura here with us. Hello, nugs, nugs to you. So good to see you. We have the lovely Kate here with us. Nugs, nugs, Kate. So good to see you. And everyone is continuing to love on each other. I appreciate that so much. And as I am getting very close to the bottom of the chat, if you guys will do me a kind favor and drop me some emojis, that'll help me kind of stay on point with the chat. I would appreciate that. And with that, we also have another eagle in the house. So if you will, help me give a great big joyful eagle welcome to the lovely Kim. Welcome in, Kim. Kim, I hope that you also get to see that video tomorrow. You guys, I wouldn't have been able to do as much as I did for the video without the help of Kim and Wanda. And I did thank them both personally in the video for the pictures that they provided for that. So very excited to share that experience with all of you. Let's see. Lots of love going on. Do not stop. Keep that going. Hello, Lacey Lavender. Welcome in. So good to see you. And we have another eagle in the house. So if you will, help me give a great big joyful eagle welcome to our lovely Candy. You hear the teapot going off. She says, nuggies, nuggies to you, my sweet friend. And again, thank you guys so much for all the love that you are sharing in the chat with everyone. Suzanne says there is a partial eclipse of the moon tonight. I am not sure if it's visible in the entire U.S. Some far northern states may have auroras tonight. Wow. I always love watching a good moon eclipse. Don't get to see them often, but y'all know how much I love nature. So thank you for sharing that, Suzanne. I'm actually going to highlight that comment, so it'll be a reminder for me at the end of the live tonight. Again, thank you guys so much for the beautiful love that you are pouring in to each other here in the chat. And hello, Jen Reeves. Nugs. So good to see you. Also appreciate the support that you shared with me behind the scenes today. You guys, there was a little bit of a mess up in the last traveling box of joy from last week, and all of the health issues I've been dealing with, which I haven't really made public on the channel. And then my dad being in the hospital, I was trying to rush through things. And even though I normally literally go over things thoroughly, I missed it. My brain computed Jennifer Redgate, and it was Jennifer Ruckle that the traveling box of joy went to. But as you saw in the one that should have gone out yesterday, but actually went out this afternoon, it was indeed Jennifer Ruckle that received that box of joy. And as you can tell from the video, it is on its way to China, and that is who has it at the current moment. So anyway, thank you for that help. And to Tank and Jennifer Redgate herself for helping me with that. So again, so much love going on in the chat. I greatly appreciate seeing that. That's how I like it to be here in the Joyful House, just full of love and joy at all times. Yes, thank you so much for that, Suzanne. Very thankful for my dad's recovery. He has been through a lot for sure. All right. Well, I'm going to keep us moving because I have a lot of fun things and some news. We're going to really spill some tea tonight. So if you can, stick with me for that, because the biggest spilling of the tea, I will wait towards the end of the live. But hopefully we will get through everything rather quickly to get to that, because I know many are interested in hearing what that is. Especially those that normally come to the watch parties on Thursday, because we did not have one tonight. So I know they are anxious to find out what is going on. Hello, Carla. Welcome in, you guys. This is the lovely woman that I met at the premiere meetup. And Carla, I did share a picture of you and Sean in that video that's going out tomorrow. And I did talk specifically in my video to both you and Sean. So I definitely hope that you will catch that and see that message, especially how much it also meant for Todd in meeting Sean. So definitely hope that our two families will connect again. I know we will. Friends for life. So good to see you here. Thank you guys so much for welcoming her in. And let's see. She says, oh, my video didn't start up. What's with that? LOL. Uh-oh. Oh, and I wanted to share. So I did correct that traveling box of joy video. I did not take it down. What I did is I just cut that one slide out. So it just kind of jumps and just says it's traveling to Jennifer. But of course, Jennifer's time with the traveling box of joy is already out on the channel. So that way it took down any confusion about which Jennifer it went to. So And Kim got to meet Carla. So good that those two are connecting in the chat as well. Love that. And Carla is saying hello. And again, thank you guys so much for all the love that you are pouring out. Thank you so much, Margie and Kim and Samantha, for those emojis. Those are very helpful, as you know. Angela, thank you for your emojis as well. Just so much love in the chat. And I was going back up because I saw where Samantha said hello to Terry, and I didn't see Terry come in, and I've scrolled a good ways up and I don't see it. So if I've missed it, Terry, welcome in. Of course, I'm so grateful to have you here. Suzanne says that's just YouTube being YouTube. Close to the app and reload the live when the video doesn't start. Right. But thank you so much, Suzanne, for all of that help. Continuing to have so much love in the chat. Appreciate that. Yes, appreciate your joy thumbs if you are willing to share those. We always appreciate receiving those here. It does help the channel. All right. Such beautiful love going on. And you can drop the word joy if you're new here and share your channel, or if you're not new here and you want to share your channel. Suzanne says, sorry, I am missing some comments. It's time to grab something to eat, so I'm not looking at the comments all the time. Absolutely. Kim says, looking through the crowd. Hope I don't miss anyone. Where is Wanda? I'm not sure where Wanda is this afternoon. Ooh, pizza sounds yummy. I'm still struggling to eat, y'all. I'm on day 12. I have had a little bit of food the last 2 days, but unfortunately, it still ended up in tummy aches and which caused for restless sleeping. So I'm still pretty much on a liquid diet, but hoping to navigate through that. I thought when I ate 2 nights ago that it was finally successful, but unfortunately, we're still figuring it out. But you know what? We just keep going, right? Each new day is a brand new day. Thank you, Samantha. I appreciate that. She said, had salad for dinner tonight. Love that. I always love a good salad. All right. Kim is also saying hello to Nightbot, who is working hard to welcome people in. So thank you for that, Nightbot, as well. And Lacey says, Cynthia, I emailed you. It's a link to my video, The Joyful Organ. Yes, and I did send an email back. So check your email. And if you don't find it in your inbox, then look in your spam box. But I did comment on that and I loved it. And I actually saved it to play and listen to while I'm working. It just plays over and over. So I love that. It was beautiful. Thank you for that. Ivy says, oh my goodness, I have been waiting for you to go live for 13 minutes. Probably still would be over there waiting if I hadn't refreshed. Oh my goodness. You know what? That happened the other night with me. Whose live was that? Bridget's live. I did the same thing with Bridget. And I just sat there waiting for it to go live. And I looked up at the clock and it was like 10 minutes after her live should have started. And I was like, oh, wow, Bridget's never late. So I went and refreshed it. And sure enough, I'd missed 10 minutes. So it's crazy. There's a lot of new things happening on YouTube, but some glitches that not sure why they're happening, but I'm glad you refreshed, Ivy. And I did talk about you a little bit up in the chat. So after the live, maybe rewind and listen that little bit. All good things, talking about Premiere and the Premiere video I have launching tomorrow. Okay. Sometimes I don't realize the live hasn't started. I was 3 minutes behind, but I'm caught up now. Awesome, awesome. So everyone else is agreeing. A lot of little things going on with YouTube right now. Not sure why so many glitches. Miss Suzanne shared one with me earlier where on one of the traveling box of joys, it had an option to do the thumbs down, but it didn't have an option to hit a thumbs up. So don't hit any thumbs on that video until they fix that, please. All right. Margie has been retired for 4 years. What a wonderful and lovely milestone. Congratulations, Miss Margie. That is awesome news. What a lovely milestone. And I bet it's nice to be retired. Right? Isn't that so amazing? Oh, Carla, we cannot wait to meet with you and Sean again. We'll just have to maybe plan another day trip or something. It was just so wonderful. Miss Candy has gone back to work, and we have another eagle in the house. So if you will, help me give a great big joyful eagle welcome to our lovely Tiffany. Welcome in, Tiffany. So good to have you. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. She says hello, Miss Cynthia and everyone. And there's Nightbot welcoming Tiffany in. All right. Perhaps we should call it GlitchTube now, right? Because there's so many things going on. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. And we have a lovely milestone happening in the chat tonight. As you know, we have been celebrating Miss Dawn for her 2-year anniversary on the channel, but she is now celebrating 25 months, which is 2 years and 1 month. And she says, had you running, but was finishing dinner. Well, glad you're here. And if you will, allow us a moment to stop and celebrate this wonderful milestone with you. And Miss Kate is saying hello to Tiffany. Thank you for that. And we have another wonderful milestone to celebrate, and that is with Miss Margie. She is celebrating 50 months, which, if I am correct, is 4 years and 2 months, right? 4 years and 2 months, 36. Yes, that is 4 years and 2 months. So if you will, help me celebrate with her. And Dawn is saying hello to all that she missed. So thank you for that. Again, love the love in the chat. And speaking of love, we have a lot of love going on right here from Kim. Thank you so much. She says, thank you for all you do, Cynthia. So excited about hearing the new changes. Carla, it was amazing meeting you and your funny husband. Y'all are amazing. And then she says she wants a baby gorilla from over here. I love it. Kim, thank you so much for your generous gift. And I have a gift for you as well. This is for you. Thank you again so much, Kim. In fact, I have one more little thing for you, and it's this. All right. Miss Lacey was sharing. She said, I've been getting some beautiful generations from YouTube Create. I pray before I generate them. Now, that is new to me. What does that mean, generations from YouTube? Can you share more on that? And I love that you're getting a lot of beautiful generations, whatever they are. I'm excited to see what that means. All right. And Miss Kim is also celebrating a milestone. And this is 2 years and 4 months that she has been on the Joy team. So if you will, help me join her in celebrating with her. And Lacey says, then I thank him. Absolutely. God always deserves our praise and our glory. So I'm excited to find out what that means, generations. All right. More love going on in the chat. Well, from Nightbot, but also from Dawn and from Dawn again. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Kim. And hello, Nifty. Let me see if I'm reading that right. Yes, Nifty. How are you? Welcome into the Joyful House. So good to see you. Now, I know that's your handle name, so unfortunately, it doesn't reveal your channel. So forgive me for that. And if there is a first name we can call you by, names are important to me. So welcome in. And if you will, share who you are. So good to have you. AI generations. Oh, I use the images and write prompts. That's how I made the organ video, and then I edit them. Oh, I get it. I get it. Awesome. And thank you guys again for inviting our new friend in. And with that, I am at the bottom of the chat. So if you will kindly drop me some emojis, that will help me find my way back. And I would like to move forward. Thank you for answering that and said thank you. And I go by Nifty. Well, Nifty, welcome in. So good to have you here and be a part of the Joy family. All right. We are in the Joyful House, my friends. And one of the things I like to do more than us loving on each other is to fill our joy tanks and allow our joy tanks to overflow. So if you will, join me as we take a moment to fill our joy tanks and express our joy. Well, thank you again for being here. And once again, I hope that while you are here, you will continue to find joy and fill your joy tanks and take enough with you, because the best thing about joy is sharing it with others. And as our video said, joy is not an emotion, it is a way of living. So be joyful, my friends. It is our tea party. So it is time to talk about what kind of tea we are going to have tonight. Tonight, I will be drinking out of one of my Peanut Gang's mugs, and it just says smack, and it's Snoopy giving Lucy a big old kiss, and it has a beautiful green till inside. The tea that I'm drinking tonight is from Celestial Seasonings, and I don't have it in the box anymore because it comes in this little wrapper inside, because the actual tea bags come individual like this. So they're not in an actual sealed in wrapper of their own, but it is the Country Peach Passion, and it is caffeine free, which is a very huge plus for me. I try to stay away from caffeine as much as I can. So that is what I am drinking tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and get the hot water in so it can start seeping. And let me know, what are you drinking tonight? What is in your cup? And so we're going to fill this up and let this seep a little bit. And we'll enjoy some peach tea together in just a little bit. And thank you guys for those emojis. They are very helpful. I have found my way. Lacey says, I have been feeling lots of joy lately. When I make my videos, I get this creative flow going on, and it is such a natural high. What a blessing. What a blessing. Hello, Zach. Welcome into the Joyful House. So good to see you. Thank you guys for your outpour of love to Zach as he comes in. Appreciate that so much. And Nifty, whoops, chat jumped. Hang on. Nifty says, I'm having a break from crocheting my blanket and having Cool Ranch Doritos with Coke Zero. Well, thank you for sharing, and glad you're here, and love to hear that you are a crocheter and love Doritos. Love Doritos. Those are one of my favorite chips. And more love for Zach. Thank you guys for that. Okay. We've got some birthdays to celebrate this week. And just a reminder that if you have a birthday and you don't think I know when it is, would love for you to drop it in the chat or in a comment after the live or send me an email. My email is on my about page, and let me know so we can celebrate with you. So this week we are celebrating birthdays with Miguel from Who Knows, Sheila from Creative Nana, Doreen from Dory Did It, and Miss Judith Botger. So if you will, join me as we sing happy birthday to our birthday family. Again, happy birthday, Miguel and Sheila and Dory and Judith. Hope you are having a very, very special birthday week. And we've got some anniversaries to celebrate here in the Joyful House. So if you will, join me as we celebrate some 4-year anniversaries that are happening. And they are celebrated by Anna, that we know as Grandma Anna, and by Miss Wanda. So happy anniversary to you guys. Thank you so much for the 4 beautiful years that you have given us here on the Joy Team. So happy, happy anniversary. And speaking of anniversaries, we have a very special wedding anniversary that is happening here in our joyful family. So if you will, help me give a great big shout out to Margie and her wonderful husband, Mike, for their happy wedding anniversary. And I apologize, Margie. I can't remember what number this anniversary is, but we are happy to celebrate that with you and Mike. Okay. Next, we have some new Joy family that I would like to shout out. And I noticed that we had a couple more come in today. I have not had an opportunity to get over there yet and shout them out on the community post or add them to this, but I will get them added and we can shout them out tomorrow night. But for the ones that I do know about, if you will join me in celebrating them. And we have Jeffrey Shaver. We also have, I believe this is pronounced Naughty Ninja is the way this is supposed to be. And then we also have Janine Hoover. And we have Simply Retired Life. We also have Izzy's Crochet Corner. And we have, I can't read behind my camera. Carlene Trudel, excuse me for that. So welcome into the joyful family. It is so great to have you guys here, and want to say a great big thank you for hitting that subscribe button and becoming a part of the joyful family. Hope you find lots of joy here. We also have some new Joy Team members, and if you're new here, Joy Team just stands for paid memberships. I just don't like the impersonalization of that, so I refer to the family as Joy Family, and then those that up their memberships, up their support to the channel through memberships, the Joy Team. And so if you will, help me welcome in some new folks. These 3 ladies signed up on their own, and we have Laura from Laura's Block Ministries. We have Doris from Doris Artman, and we have Janine Hoover. And Janine is also a new Eagle as well. So very happy to welcome those ladies in. And then we have some folks that have been gifted memberships. So if you will, help me in recognizing them. We have Bonnie from Bonnie's Corner, gifted by Wanda. And the next 4 also gifted by Wanda. We have, oops, that was a repeat. Sorry about that. We have Denisha, and we have Ian and Janet R. And I'm missing someone. I've done a lot of adding to the channel and making changes. So somewhere I must have left someone out. So I do apologize for that. And then we have 5 that were gifted by Margie, and that is Vima's Crochet, and that is Miss Terry. And we also have Claptrap, Stella's mom, and Jacqueline. So welcome each and every one of you to the Joy Team. It is definitely a joy to have you here and to welcome you in. Speaking of the Joy Team, I just want to remind everyone that they have started their 12th Mystery Make-Along. We just completed week number 2 this week, and you will begin seeing more of their weekly progress on the community post. Last week, we showed some of the pictures from the beginning when they started. So if you will continue to head over to the community post and support them, would greatly appreciate you commenting on their individual pictures. And as always, we are continuing to work Tuesdays on the Harvest Friendship Blanket, and you will continue to see those updated posts on the community post as well. Would always love to have you guys come join us if you are able to do so. And with that, it is time for us to spill some tea. And so if you will, join me as we get ready to spill some tea and talk about what is happening here in the Joyful House, on the channel, and just in general. And that also includes our joy word and our chasing our fun. Now, there is a poll going on in the chat, so I want to encourage you, if you have not already, to respond to that. I do want to remind everyone that these polls are just an opportunity for you to get to know me better and for me to get to know you. I know some people take them very seriously, and while everyone is seen and heard here, I'm going to have to test our tea out. Gotta wet the whistle. Hang on. This is really hot still, so sorry to have slurped that. I definitely needed some, but it is still too hot to sip and drink. But very peachy. I love it. Yummy, yummy. The polls are not meant to bring offense to anyone, and it is not to indicate anything. The majority of the polls are questions that people have asked me personally, and rather than giving them an answer, I've asked them if I could use them as poll questions. So I know that, this one was a little bit controversial, and I apologize for that. But again, these are just fun ways to get to know me a little bit better and for me to get to know you. So just kind of keep that in mind when you leave your responses. Unfortunately, though, I did lose a lot of those poll questions when I lost my 6.5 years of content when the hard drive fell and broke. Still have not heard anything from them. So hoping to hear something soon, even if it's just sending me the new hard drive. But in the meantime, I have been able to fully rebuild and rebrand the channel. But yeah, those poll questions are just meant to be lighthearted. They're not to, and fun, not to be taken, over seriously or, imply in any way on my Christianity or not. So, okay, we will address the poll in a moment. I want to give you guys an opportunity to finish responding in the chat before we head over there. So why don't we bring in our joy word for tonight? So our joy word is adapt. adapt. And it's really funny, you guys, because before I chose this as our word, I did not know that I would still be making some major changes on the channel. So I feel like this word is something that's going to be very encouraging for me over the next week. And that is the point of the joy word. If you're new here, it is just simply a word that I give you to focus on over the week. And in this case, because next week is the first week of September, can you believe it's already September? That means it is Joy Week, and Joy Week means it is a week that I take off of the channel to wrap up August and prepare for September, so that I am trying to bring the best content and the best of myself to you. And so once again, our joy word tonight is adapt. Adapt. Make it happen. What does adapt mean? Adapt means to change yourself, your behavior, or an item so that it fits in a new place, a new use, or a changing situation. It means to adjust. It means to modify. It means to accommodate. And so I encourage you to tuck this word into your pocket and carry it with you over the next week, and encourage yourself to adapt to the changes that you need to. And if you use it in a comment after the live, then it also puts you into a category to possibly win some Choose Joy giveaway. So what does the word adapt mean here in the Joyful House? This is what it means. It means to be and remain flexible. You guys, that's hard for me. I don't adapt well to changes, and being flexible, I try to be, but I'm such an organized person, and I plan everything out, that flexibility sometimes is a challenge. So this is a great word for me as I'm learning to be flexible with life and in life. But be and remain flexible and open to life's changes. This is kind of an apple for the biggest spilling of tea that we'll have tonight. Adjust and modify yourself and circumstances to assist you in reaching your full potential, obtaining your dreams, and discovering your full joy. Again, I picked this word long before I knew this major change that's going to happen on the channel, but that defines it right there. And I'll talk more about that later, because it is about changing my dreams or chasing my dreams and adapting to life and finding my joy in living it. It is time for us to chase our fun. The last time we were together, Annie, who is the author of the book we're using to chase our fun, encouraged us to fall in love with our scars. And this week, she is challenging us to fall in love with hard conversations. Romans chapter 14, verse 19 says, "Let us therefore make every effort to do what leads to peace and to mutual edification." Annie says, "I had puppies for 6 days. It was a hard conversation. The one when I had to call and say that I couldn't keep her. See, even though Helen, that's what I named this fluffball of a guardian, angel, Cavavu, that God gave me for just under a week, was supposed to be hyperallergenic, and no one seemed to have told my body about that, and I was for sure allergic to her. I hated having to say that she couldn't stay. It felt deeper than defeat and loss. It broke my heart, but it was the right conversation to have. It was a hard conversation, and when I sat across from my pastor, Kevin Queen, while Helen slept in his lap, and processed why I had to have this particular hard conversation, what I was maybe getting to learn through them, And what was on the other side of that hard conversation? He said, I think this is a test from God, not for him to see if you would pass, but for you to see if you could. Maybe you needed to know that you could love this much. And maybe you needed to see that you would be willing to sacrifice time and money and sleep for something else that you love more than yourself. What he said wasn't hard because it wasn't mean or hurtful, but because it was true. It was so right. And it was pressing on a bruise. I felt deep in my guts that honestly, I needed to feel. Having hard conversations is just that, hard. But what comes on the other side is almost worth it. It's okay if it feels uncomfortable. And it's smart to write it out or rehearse what you want to say. And it's wise to pray about the conversation and for hearts of those involved. And it's faith to trust that there's something good on the other side of it. That's why falling in love with hard conversations make any sense at all. And coming from your friend Annie F. Downs, who avoids tough emotions whenever possible, that's really saying something. So Annie's challenge for us this week is she asked us first a difficult question. Have you been avoiding a difficult conversation? If so, set it up, and the good that comes on the other side of it will be worth it. So later on, when we spill the final tea tonight, it will be a hard conversation with you guys, but I am looking forward to the good that's going to come from it. So I know, dropping a lot of apples here, but really encouraging you to stay with me because it will affect the channel in a good and positive way, although it will be kind of hard because sometimes letting go of things is hard. Let me check on the chat and then we're going to head over to the poll. So one more opportunity to respond to the poll in the chat if you have not already. Oh, that's still a little warm, but yummy nonetheless. Let me go find those lovely emojis that were dropped for me. And again, I always appreciate that you wish our Joy family a happy birthday and happy anniversaries. Thank you so much for that. Margie says, I'm going to fix a cup of Celestial Seasoning chamomile herbal tea. Love it. Love it. Let's see. Kind of scrolling through the birthdays and anniversaries, and Miss Margie's letting us know that the wedding anniversary is number 36. So happy 36 years of wedded bliss to you and Mr. Mike. Love it. Thank you guys so much for welcoming our new friends to the Joy family. I appreciate that. And we have another eagle that has landed. So if you will, help me give a great big joyful eagle welcome to our lovely Wanda. And for some reason, I am overlooking the eagle. There it is. Welcome in, Wanda. So good to have you. And she says, hello and nugs, everyone. So good to see you. And thank you for that love of welcoming her in. Appreciate that. And Miss Bridget, nope, that's Izzy. Izzy is here with us. Hello, Izzy. Izzy, you were one of the ones that we welcomed in. And in fact, I can head over here real quick and pop this up on the screen since you're with us. Hello and welcome. So good to have you as always with the Joy family. And I know you've been with us for a couple of weeks now, but I try to shout you out for a whole month. And then you are definitely nestled in with the family. So the newness has worn off, but thank you so much for being here. It is so great to see you. And let's see. Thank you guys so much for that love to Izzy as she came in. Appreciate that. Dawn says, I had to redo my mystery make-along from Monday, so we'll be sending the picture tonight. Love it. Love it. So you guys will have that to look forward to on the community post, as well as the others that will be shared throughout the rest of this week, weekend, and into next week. Oh, wow. So Wanda is saying, sorry, I can't read the poll. All I can see is no. So anyone else having that issue? Okay. I do see a response on there. So maybe it's the device you're on. I'm not sure. And Bridget is here with us. Nugs. She says, hello, everyone. Nugs, I'll be in the bushes tonight. I'm having a very rough heart day. Oh, no. So I'm laying low and relaxing as best as I can. Well, we are glad that you're here, and hopefully we will bring some joy and comfort and healing to you as well. Thank you guys so much for that extra love for Bridget. I greatly appreciate that so much, as well as I know she does as well. All right. And there's our beautiful friend Nifty. All right. If you'll drop some emojis, I'm at the bottom of the chat and I'm going to share screen and we're going to head over and check out our poll for tonight. And our poll for tonight says, have I ever been hypnotized? And over on the community post, 62% of you said no, and 38% of you said yes. And I'm going to flip over to the one here in the Joyful House real quick and see what the poll is saying. And 77% say no, and 23% say yes. So we'll reveal that answer in just a moment. But first, I always like to share the comments that are made because, again, this is an opportunity to help us get to know each other. Wanda says, I'm guessing here and I'm saying no. And she says she has never been hypnotized as far as she can remember. Thank you, Wanda, for sharing. Miss Margie says, I never have, and I don't think I want to be. I hear you, Miss Margie. You're a gal like me. You like to have everything organized and in its place and in control of, what's going on. So thank you for sharing, Miss Margie. Zach says, I'm going to say no, and I've never been hypnotized before, and I don't think I'd want to be. I hear you, Zach. Thank you so much for sharing. Tiffany says, I'm going to say no, you haven't. I never have. I do remember once in middle school, we had a magician come to perform at an assembly, and he claimed that he was going to try to hypnotize the whole audience. He said that he was going to count backwards from 5 of something, and that we should fall back in our chairs. To be honest, I was so scared I'd hit the ground that I basically just sat back down, feeling no different than when I walked into the building. But I don't really believe in stuff like that. Oops, she's got some more. Let me see. Magical mysticism is fun to read about with dragons and magical battles and things like that, but it's just entertainment for me. Well, thank you so much, Tiffany, for sharing. Jen says, I think yes, but I am skeptical. So we'll find out if that skepticism was telling you something. Terry says, thank you, Jen. Terry says, not sure I want to be number 1. Never been hypnotized. It is a thought. Thank you, Terry, for sharing. Janine says, heck no. Laugh out loud. I'm afraid they'd make me dance like a chicken. Right? Thank you so much, Janine, for sharing. And Alicia says, no, that is demonic. Thank you so much, Alicia. Well, those were our responses. So now it is time to reveal. But before we do, I'm going to head back over to the Joy House. And again, we're sitting strong with 77% of you saying no and 23% of you saying yes. So I'm going to go ahead and end that poll and let's reveal the answer. If you said no, you are correct. Of course, your girl's never been hypnotized. Oh my gosh. To be out of control and out of sync, not going to happen. Not going to happen. Besides, I want to be there for anyone who needs picking up after all of that. So, of course, I've never been hypnotized. And that will air out on the poll very, very shortly, around 9:30. But anyway, all right. Here is your poll for the next time we get together. Now, it will not post until next Thursday, but I'm going to give you a little bit of time to think about it. And it is, what are my favorite milkshake flavors? And then I'm encouraging you to leave a comment of your favorite milkshake flavors. And so next Thursday night, when this airs to the channel, you'll be able to decide between either peach and butterscotch, strawberry and cherry, vanilla and chocolate, or banana and peanut butter. So we'll be excited to start seeing your answers. And of course, we will bring this and reveal the answer in 2 weeks, because next week is Joy Week, which is my week off. And then we'll have it at the next tea party, number 44. And that will be on Thursday, September the 10th. So there is the next poll. And again, it will come out on the channel next Thursday evening. All right. Let me head back over to the chat real quick. Oh no. Lacey says, YouTube is really glitching bad. It just locked me out saying subscribers only mode, and I was unsubbed. What? You know, that's like the third glitch that I've seen today. And again, I thank those who have enlightened me, because I wouldn't have known they were happening to my own videos and on my own channel without that. So I am so sorry that happened, Lacey. But thank you for coming back. So we'll just have to continue to persevere and show YouTube that we're going to stand strong as a family, right? Well, thank you for sharing that. Hope that happens to no one else. But again, thank you so much, Lacey, for coming back and letting us know and coming back. So, and Miss Kate, thank you so much for your sweet gift. Appreciate that so much. This is for you. As well as I have this little gift for you to unwrap. Awesome, awesome. Miss Margie said she got it right on both polls. I love it. And you guys, we're going to go in reverse for just a moment back to chasing our fun. I almost forgot that we had 2 people that sent in pictures that I made into a video of them chasing their fun. So Sonja and Samantha are chasing their fun, and they shared it with us. So if you will, sit back, get comfortable, and let's first take a look at Sonja chasing her fun. And here we go. I have to share with Sonja that when Mr. Joyful saw that picture, because he walked into the studio when I was working on that video, and he was like, spaghetti sounds good. So guess what he got for dinner tonight? Spaghetti. So fingers crossed that I will be able to enjoy that after the tea party. Samantha really chased her fun, and I thank her for sending in all these different pictures. She is showing us 3 ways that she chased her fun in August. So here we go. This is Samantha's. So thank you so much to Sonja and Samantha for sending those in and sharing their fun with us. We really enjoyed seeing that. And now it is time to talk about what's been on the hook. So the only thing besides the projects that you are seeing on the channel in their various places from me on the hook is the blanket that I started on the way to the premiere meetup, and I've been able to add a little bit more to it from last week. So I'm just going to share with you the progress I have made on this. Again, this is just a half double crochet baby blanket, so nothing spectacular. I am using some Bello Cocoa yarn that I have been saving back from when I used to get the Crochet Society boxes, and I'm just putting it to use and creating a baby blanket. And so again, this is just half double crochets, but let me bring it closer so you can see the colors a little bit better. But that is what I'm working on. So I will continue to work on that. This is pretty much a project that I work on in the play dates. And so that's my little progress for the week. Hopefully I will have more to show you of different makes at the next tea party. And again, speaking of play dates, just want to remind you guys that those are 1 hour opportunities to meet with me in Zoom outside of YouTube and just kind of sit and chat and work on our projects together. And something new that I've started doing is letting you know what availability I have for the upcoming week. This week, I posted it on Monday, but after talking with some folks, I'm going to start posting those on Saturdays so that for the upcoming week, you've got time to get in touch with me, especially if some of that opportunity opens up on a Monday, that you're not finding out about it a little too late to schedule it for Monday. So if I have availability in the upcoming week, I will start posting those on the channel on Saturdays. And just a reminder, if some of those times don't work with you, let me know, and I am more than welcome to try and accommodate and work out a time that works with your schedule. But again, those are not the only play dates I have. Those are the ones that I still have left open and available. The folks that meet with me already on a regular basis, we always set up their play dates at the end of each active play date. So those are just the ones that I have left over. So are you ready to see the makes from our wonderful Joy family? I'm going to check on the chat real quick before I open that up. And Miss Janine is here with us. Hello, Miss Janine. Welcome in. Miss Janine, we've been shouting you out all evening. So if you get a chance, you might want to go back and catch the replay. But welcome in. And you guys, she is a new eagle. So if you will, help me give her a great big joyful eagle welcome. Welcome in, Miss Janine. It is so good to have another eagle landing. And you guys have done such a wonderful job of sharing love with her and welcoming her in. I appreciate that so much. Yes, Jen, Samantha definitely had some fun times. That was just a wonderful thing that she shared with us. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Jen was saying pretty colors on the blanket. And Izzy said, oops, hang on, let me back up. She had one more first. She says, please pray for me. And please pray for my health. I'm losing my faith fast. I know this live isn't what this is for, but I could really use the prayers. Izzy, I am always open to prayer requests, and don't let the devil steal your joy and your faith. You know who God is, and God is rock solid. And sometimes it's difficult for us to understand the things and the circumstances we're going through, but know that He is paving a better way. We just have to be patient. And I know that's difficult in the storms. Trust me, I would have never thought that I would still 5 years be battling some of this stuff. And yet here I am a year and a half after losing my job because of my health. And I'm still currently, even in this moment, as I sit before you, dealing with blood sugars in the 400s and 500s. How I'm functioning, I don't know. But this is what I do know. I know that God has us and He has a plan, and we have to trust it. Do not let the enemy come in and steal your faith. Trust the God who loves you, the one who created you, the one who chose you for what you're going through. And trust me, I understand the frustrations. It's hard for Mr. Joyful to watch me not be able to eat. It makes him sick. He literally goes and eats in another room because I've not eaten for 12 days. And that makes me sad. But we cannot let the enemy steal our joy and steal our faith. And for those that maybe not, comfortable with this conversation, please forgive me, but this is who I am and it is part of who I am. And Miss Izzy, we will continue to be praying for you, but stay strong, my friend, stay strong. God is working out a plan for you, for me, for many of us that are here and going through difficult times. And just because we don't always show it doesn't mean that it's not going on. So for me, coming on here, it's a chance to get away from some of the storms that I'm living and give me a chance to just fill my joy tank and let it overflow so that I can continue to be joyful and strong. So this is definitely a place where you can come and find that love. Don't ever apologize for that. And she says, pray for my daughter who got rushed to the hospital tonight. Absolutely. Absolutely. I am highlighting these so that I can go back and add them to my prayer journal. And I will at the end also share them once again. So thank you guys so much for that love and support that you are sharing with Izzy right now. Greatly appreciate that. And you guys don't ever apologize for the things that you're going through. A lot of things we didn't choose to go through. Maybe sometimes we make poor decisions and we wind up in circumstances, but God is always in control and he will get us through it. We just have to trust. And it is difficult. And that's why I believe he brings certain people into our life so that they can remind us that we are beautiful, to remind us that we have purpose, and to remind us that we are stronger than we think we are. So thank you so much, Izzy, for showing up, being vulnerable, and being brave enough to ask for those prayers. Hello, beautiful Nancy. Welcome in. So good to see you, my friend. I hope you are doing well. I miss you so much. So great to see you. And as you saw, your video of the Traveling Box of Joy went out. So again, thank you for participating in our 4th annual Traveling Box of Joy and sharing the joy that you found in that. But so grateful to have you here tonight. And again, thank you guys so much for that outpour of love to Izzy and to her daughter. So love you guys. Thank you for the love for Nancy. Oh, look at that. I know, right? Mac is in the house. Nancy Mac is here with us. So absolutely, Izzy. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I will send a prayer back to you through that email. Absolutely. Okay. Oops. It's been really discouraging. I could use some love. Let me see what I got here for you, my friend. Let's give you some extra love right here in the chat real quick. We do love you. We do love you. And we are indeed praying for you and for your daughter. So I've been living with RSD CRPS for 38 years. I've almost died multiple times. Just keep praying to him. Just keep praying, Izzy. You never know what's going to happen. I know you're new to my channel, so you don't know all of my journey. But a couple years ago, I died for 8.5 minutes, and I was in an ER bathroom when it happened. And there was a team of 8 nurses that brought me back to life. But one of them, who was my main attending nurse, her name was Allison. And she said, God, if you bring this woman back to life, I will believe that you are real. And before she got off her shift that night, even though I was in all foggy brain, because I was in there with an embolism and 4 blood clots on my lungs, barely breathing, she shared her story with me. And I knew then that God's not done with us. No matter what we go through, God is not done with us. So we do have to keep trusting and believing. All right. Dawn says, hi, sweet Nancy. I'm making a shawl with some of that beautiful yarn. Love it, love it. Speaking of beautiful makes, are you guys ready for our community makes? Let's see what the community has been up to. All right, here we go. Let me get over to the right video and enjoy. Welcome in, Joy family, and welcome to the Joyful House for this segment of Crafts of the Heart. This is project number 8.
I love you.
I love you too. I'm recording.
They know I love you.
Oh, he says now y'all know he loves me. And we love you. Oh, blooper for sure. Hello, Joy family. Welcome into the Joyful House and welcome to this segment of Crafts of the Heart. This is project number 8 and this is episode 1, update 1. I always get those. Hello, Joy family. Welcome into the Joyful House and welcome to this segment of Crafts of the Heart. This is project number 8, update number 1. And as you know, we have already finished Mayanji. We have already finished Matondo. And as you last knew, I was and still am working on little Malika. No, McKenna. McKenna. This is McKenna. McKenna. Oh my gosh, I got so many bloopers on this. We might get it right. Well, a great big thank you to all of you that sent in your finished makes so that we could enjoy them. I appreciate that so much. And as always, it is fun to share the bloopers with you and let you know that, life is not perfect, but we just keep roll on, right? I do want to make a correction. A minute ago, when I was reading that comment, it was not coming from Izzy. It was coming from Lacey. So forgive me for that mix up, Lacey. This was the comment here. But nonetheless, the message is still the same. And Izzy was asking if this was over. No, it wasn't. That was just the community makes and bloopers. And then she says, I was gone 3.5 minutes after my second heart attack. Our journeys might be rough, but it is always worth the full ride. Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with that anymore. So, and that was Bridget, by the way, saying that. And Izzy says, Bridget, if you say so, it is worth the full ride. I'm so grateful that God not only brought me back, but after 8.5 minutes, you guys, I should have been brain dead. But I'm not. The worst thing that came out of that is memory loss. I lost some of the memories that I had, and I can't retain things very well, which is why I have lots of Post-it notes, but it's still worth the full ride. And I think of all the things that I would have missed over these last couple years, and my kids and my grandkids. I would have never seen my grandkids born. So I'm very, very grateful and blessed. And I agree, Bridget. Sometimes it's rough, but it is worth the full ride. All right. Izzy says, you guys know when you need to cry, but you just can't. That's me. Someone needs to make me cry. Well, maybe I'm going to make you cry. I know you're new to the channel, but I don't ever want to make somebody cry unless it's happy tears. But I understand needing to release those emotions. But anyway, wasn't that something? He does that all the time, but he did not know that I was recording. So he just screamed out. That was so funny. But anyway, made a perfect blooper anyway. Lacey says, just let it go and allow him to comfort you. Yes, lean in, my friend, and allow him to comfort you. In some ways that he brings that comfort is through friends who truly, genuinely care about you. So, right, Lacey, I know you've been through a lot as well. And we are blessed. We are blessed for what we come through. But there's not one person here that's either not been through a really tremendous storm. We've all been through little storms, but a really tremendous life-changing storm, or isn't going through one right now as we speak. And again, just because someone doesn't reveal what's going on doesn't mean it. And I love that thought that, never judge the person standing beside you because you don't know the storm they're walking through. And that is very, very true. But it is important for everyone to know that they are beautiful. You are blessed. And God's greatest gift is the breath of life and joy. And he does give joy, especially in the middle of our storms, no matter how big or small they are. So Dawn says, Izzy, your cry will come when you least expect it and when your body is fully ready for it. I agree with that. You aren't crying now because the Lord is giving you the strength to go on. Exactly. And Izzy, right now, it may not seem like it, but God is bringing you such tremendous gifts and comfort right now through the voice of your friends in the chat. Thank you guys for this outpour of love. So this is what the Joyful House is all about. So thank you guys so much for this continued love for Izzy. And Margie says, I've been through a lot myself, and he has been faithful to walk me through it all. One of my favorite phrases, and Margie can testify to this, is if he brings you to it, he will get you through it. He may walk with you, he may carry you, but if he brings you to it, he will get you through it. And I am a testament, not just a believer of that, but a testament that is true. So, as many of you are. All right. Jen says, Izzy, my sis just lost her dog of 15 years, took her to the vet, and the vet said she can't go back home. I have been crying for 2 days. Wow, Jen, sorry to hear that loss, because that's a family member. I've highlighted that as well to add to my prayer list. Thank you for sharing. So Nancy, it just happened to Nancy too. She says, okay, got booted off after I said hi. You guys, I don't know what is going on with YouTube, but I appreciate you holding tight and coming back, because after all, everything that I do and bring is meant to bless you. And so I appreciate you being here and taking that extra effort to get back in. So sorry for that. Hello, Miss Terry. Welcome in. So good to see you. Nugs. Thank you guys so much for that love and outpour. She says, been lurking, watching the grands. But so glad that both Lacey and Nancy came back after that happened. And sorry again that that's happening. Dawn says, Izzy, please know we are here for you whenever you need us. Please lean on us. Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, thank you guys for loving on Miss Terry. And Miss Terry says, hi, Jen, running your plays, sometimes come back and it didn't move. Well, trying to. You just don't know with YouTube right now what's going on, right? Okay, you guys, this wraps up all that I have except for the biggest spill of tea. And I'm going to try and do this as quickly as I can. But the bottom line is there are two things that I am no longer going to be doing in the Joyful House. And before I reveal what they are, let me just say this. If somebody will drop me some emojis, that will be helpful for me to find my way back into the chat afterwards. I would greatly appreciate that help. And Miss Jen says, thank you, Terry. I appreciate you so much, my replay warrior. Love that. And you guys, if you can help watch Jen's playlist, we're trying to help get her monetized before YouTube make some drastic changes to those that are trying to get monetized before February 1st of next year. So if you can help Jen out and watch her playlist, it would be very much appreciated. Thank you guys for those emojis. I will greatly need them to find my way back. One of the two decisions was made with a very heavy heart, and it was a very hard decision to make. It is one that I really took some time thinking about. It has been kind of stirring with me since the finale of Call the Midwife. And if you were there, you know that without really revealing why, I became a little bit of a hot mess. And many folks thought it was because I was tired, and bless you and thank you for thinking that. But I'm going to be a little bit raw and real and honest, which I usually always am, because I believe that being transparent is the best way to communicate in a relationship if you want it to be a healthy one. I was very upset, you guys. I specifically asked the week before, and by no means am I pointing fingers at anyone specific, because I will not do that. You will not see me do that. And by no way am I lumping everyone into the same category, but I am stating the real and rawness of what happened. In the moment of finale night, as many of you know, I lost my hard drive and lost all 6.5 years of my YouTube content. And it was very disheartening. And talk about having to literally trust God and pick up the pieces. It was tough. The enemy kept telling me, just drop YouTube, just quit. Just quit and just crochet when you want, how you want, make things, design things, and just do for yourself. Mr. Joyful said, absolutely not. I could not handle the joyful woman that you are without your friends on YouTube. So you are not quitting. And of course, I would not want to do that because you guys are such a tremendous pick me up for me. And through the difficult storms that I've been through, especially when I couldn't walk for 2.5 years, literally could not get up out of a chair by myself. You are what kept me going, not only with YouTube, but in life. And so I owe it not only to you, but to myself to keep going. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't come with growing pains. And I spent 2 weeks literally losing lots of sleep while struggling with a tremendous health crisis of these high sugars. I'm talking elevated in the 400s and 500s. And I would love to tell you that 4 weeks, from that moment, which is 2 weeks since the finale, it's not changed. And I'm still fighting those battles. I just choose to come on here and not show it if I physically can. But literally hours before the finale, I finished the last thing that I needed to remake in order for the channel to continue and to continue running smoothly day to day, week to week. I was tired and I was exhausted. And my sugar that night was very elevated. We're talking in the mid to upper 500s. I probably should have canceled, but no way was I going to do that on a finale night. I asked everyone the week before about doing questions. And this really is a little bit of extra information that I probably don't need to share. I have prayed and talked out conversations of what I wanted to say tonight. And right now I'm just going to say where the heart leads me. But when finale night came and you guys said you wanted trivia questions, we did trivia questions. And the reality is, in 20 minutes, we only asked one question. In an hour, we had only asked 8 questions. And I had said we would only do trivia for an hour. Well, at that point, only 8 questions being asked and 3 hours worth of work to get those questions together, knowing that we weren't going to get through all of them, but still was expecting more than 8. We kept going because in spite of bringing an entire 6.5 years of stuff back to the channel and recreating it and rebranding it, I was also still working on stuff that was happening in current time. And that was taking a toll on me mentally, emotionally, and physically, especially while dealing with my diabetes and everything that was going on. And at that time, my dad was in the hospital having ablation surgery, which he did come out. He's now back in. He's been in, since a week ago this past Monday, hoping he comes home tomorrow. So there's been a lot going on that has really affected me. And when folks started complaining a little bit and asking when the prizes were going to come, I felt so unappreciated. And just being honest, especially, which unbeknownst to y'all, and you didn't ask for this, 5 minutes before going live, I decided to throw in 6 extra giveaways. 6 extra giveaways. Sorry for the slip up and said sex. Please do not get offended. It was a slip up. 6 extra giveaways. My mind and my heart is racing right now with this conversation, so just bear with me. Don't judge me, please. Emotionally, I couldn't handle it, and I felt so unappreciated. And I thought, I'm not a giveaway channel, but do I give giveaways? Absolutely. And you never know. You never know when one is going to come. So if you're able to come and stay the whole time, great, because you just never know when one's going to pop up. But anyway, I got off of there and I began to struggle. And I'm like, why do I do this? On a play date with Candy, she and I figured out that every week, on a given week that there's a movie night, it takes 10 to 12 hours of my time to make it happen. For those that participate and come to the watch party and movie night, you're giving up anywhere from about 5.5 to 6 hours of your time. That's a lot. But 10 to 12 hours, multiply that for a month. And in a month, I'm putting in a whole 40-hour work week to just make movie night happen. And if we couldn't all enjoy finale night and all the many giveaways, and again, it is not your fault that I lost my job a year ago from my health and that we are down on a fixed income. And I don't make a lot from YouTube. I'm going to be very transparent. The highest paycheck I've ever gotten from YouTube was $180 something. And that was back when I was first monetized 5 years ago. There's some months I don't even get a check, but I don't tell y'all that because that's not what I'm about. I'm not here to bring any kind of negativity or drama. I'm only here to bring the kind of drama that comes with the word JOY. And if I can do that, then that makes me happy. So if you are here because you think I'm going to be a giveaway channel ever, I'm not. But I do give giveaways. And usually I do give one away somewhere randomly, especially now, once a week. But that started it. And what was frustrating was the fact that I do spend a lot of time working on the channel, and I do a lot. And I do it because I want to do it, not because someone makes me. And what I do, I try to do different from any other channel. I try to be my own entity. I don't know any other channels that shout out birthdays on their community post or their memberships, anniversaries, and then do it in lives. I don't know anyone else that welcomes their new family members on their community post the way I do. And again, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I do a lot of extra for the channel that I don't have to. But I do it because I want to, and I do it because it brings me so much joy. But at the same time, there are some areas in my life that get put on the back seat or the back burner. And it's starting to take a toll. And one of them is my personal quiet time. Now, I know not everyone here is a believer, and that's great because I want my home to be open to anyone, regardless of race, color, religion, or not. My home is open to everyone. Everyone is welcome and invited. Invited and welcome. Said that backwards. I love people, and I receive so much joy in seeing other people shine. That's what helps me shine. And so my quiet time, it is basically praying for prayer requests in my journal and praying for those who've given me a word that they wanted to be their 2026 word. But my own personal quiet time, it's really taken a lack. It's just lacking. And I'm tired of apologizing to Jesus and saying, we'll do this tomorrow. I'll have a late night with you and then I fall asleep or I get sick or whatever. But the real reason that I'm making this big major change that I'm about to reveal is I went to this premiere meetup and I met some wonderful people and I saw so many makes, and it really hit my heart heavy because of all the makes that I have yet to finish, all the makes that are sitting up here waiting to come to life on a hook, and I'm not getting to them. The only makes I'm pretty much doing are the ones that I am doing with the channel. And as y'all know, I've recently started designing and I want to do so much more. And not just creating, designs, but I created a stitch. And who knows, there might be another stitch in the future. I don't know, but I want to give it time. And when I stop and think about giving one live 10 to 12 hours a week, that's huge. And that's on a good day. That's on a good day when all the software and technology is working. So the biggest blame in all this, if we call it a blame, is I went to this wonderful meetup and I was introduced to magic and was so inspired by what I saw, the makes and the community. And I thought, that's what I want to be. I keep telling y'all about a segment I want to bring. I know, take away one, bring one. But I've already been telling y'all about this, so nothing new. And it's going to be done in my time. And when it's all done, that's when you guys get it. But it's a seat at the craft table. And that's where I take a tutorial and I allowed you guys to vote on it. And I break it up in little segments. So you get a portion of each part of the tutorial until it's done. But you don't get it until it is fully done and each segment is filmed and ready to be uploaded. And then that's when you guys will get it. So no pressure, no extra added something, not something that has to be done every week. So with sharing all of that, the two things that I'm taking away and no longer doing, the smallest one is the chatter wheel thing. First off, it is not fully accurate and fair because I have 3 member lives. I have one on Monday and one on Tuesday, and I have an Eagle live. And none of the chat in those get counted because those chatter wheels came from what Nightbot calculated, and Nightbot does not run in a private live. So therefore, all the chats that those folks made, they don't even get acknowledged. Number 2, we're learning about glitches. And so there's not full accuracy. It can tell me someone is at the top of a channel, top of the list, and they barely spoke and was only in one live and barely spoke, but yet they're above a whole list of people that I knew that were more active all week long. So I'm canceling it because 1, of inaccuracy, and 2, because that's just one way that I don't have to shout y'all out. And I don't think it's really going to hurt anyone other than seeing your name there. But what I can do is I've got my YouTube open. And if I can learn how to recognize excuse me, the top fans, which I can. I've got it open now. I'll be happy to do that at the end of every live and say thank you to my top 3 chatters. And so I'm going to do that now, but in the future, I'll do it at the end. But I want to say thank you because Kim, you are in number 1, Southern Winter. Number 2 is Kate Hannon, and number 3 is Margie from Margie's Crafty Corners. But the biggest thing I'm taking away, and I hope you guys are still with me. Nobody's chatting. Everybody's hanging on. I appreciate that. I'm doing away with movie night. I think y'all probably kind of figured that out with what I started talking coming out of finale, but it has nothing to do with anything negative. I promise. I promise. It has everything to do with giving me a little bit more time during the week to focus on my health, focus on my personal quiet time, which is very important in helping me be the best version of myself for you. And then focusing on time to actually create and make things for what is a crochet channel. I have a crochet channel and I bring very little crochet to you. And so I'm excited about doing that. And yes, maybe there'll be a lot more seat at the craft tables going on in order to pull movie night. But with that being said, it all does come first. It does. We are still going to get together on Fridays, and I think you guys are going to like it. Yes, I know they're all over YouTube, and that is bingo, but leave it to me to make mine different, to still be different from all the bingos out there. Not that there's anything wrong with all the bingos out there and how everybody does it alike, but we're going to do bingo. And so this is the exciting thing. You do not have to sign up ahead of time. You do not have to get me numbers ahead of time. I will not be taking numbers before we get started. And so I'm sure you're asking yourself, well, then how are we going to play and know that numbers are accurate? And I have a very easy answer for you. I'm quite proud of myself for coming up with this. And I hope that some of the other content creator friends of mine might even consider doing the same things and giving themselves the gift of some time back into their schedule. But you know how on movie night we have Mr. Joyful drop stop and then you guys answer and then we drop stop again? Well, that's how we're going to do bingo. We'll come in from 7 to 7:30. We'll greet everyone, sing happy birthday, celebrate our anniversaries and all of that. Welcome each other in. And at 7:30, we'll get started with bingo. Sorry, got to take a sip. This is really good tea, by the way, y'all. This peach flavor. And at 7:30, we will get started and we will play till 9 o'clock. If we get 3 games in, wonderful. We get 10 games in, wonderful. But this is how you get to play. And even if you come in late, it's just like Hobie bingo. Just hang on. Another game is coming. But Mr. Joyful will drop stop. And everybody will have 1 minute to drop their numbers. And if we have to advance that to 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes, we will. But for now, we're going to start with 1 minute tomorrow night. And then he'll drop stop again. Every person whose name falls into that stop, between those stops, gets to play that current game. And I was going to bring out my bingo balls and do them. If you remember the little balls that I had that I used to play when we did bingo back in the day. But I am going to use the automatic one. So while it's dropping the numbers, I'm going to be giving everyone that's playing that game a ticket. And if you've already been a part of movie night, you know that you have your own movie number. And if I may, I'm going to use Jen as an example because Jen's been with me in the channel and movie night since the get-go. For example, Jen's movie number is J1. Well, it's no longer her movie number. It is her Friday wind down number because that's what Fridays are now. They're called Friday wind down. If you'll notice from the thumbnail, I'm not advertising that it's bingo because I want people to come and come to have fun, not to come to win. But if you're there And whenever you come in is fine. And if a game has started, just wait. There will be another one until 9 o'clock. But every person that's playing in between those stops will get a ticket. And if we play 6 games and you play all 6, you've earned at least 6 tickets for the night. If you're the winner of that bingo game, you will receive an additional ticket, so you'll get 2 tickets for that game. Tickets will go into that chest that we use for movie night for finale, because we're still going to have finales. They're just going to be Friday wind down finales. And we'll do them at the end, the last Friday at the end of every quarter. And since we're on the end of August, the quarter ends at the end of September. So we'll only have this week and then the weeks that we play in September. And that last Friday night, we will have finale and we'll give away prizes. Now, granted, because there's not a lot of time frame in between tomorrow and that finale night, there won't be a lot this time. Most of what I will be giving away are the gifts that I got for Stranger Things if we had continued that as a movie series. We will still do love tickets at the very end if you stick around, and we'll still have a love ticket giveaway. So tickets can still be earned. And actually, people have a chance of walking away with more tickets this way than they even did with movie night. At 9 o'clock, we stop. At 9 o'clock, I will reveal how many tickets each person got that night and how many they have in the box. And I will only be recognizing those that were present for the night. I did have someone that I was able to mention this to yesterday on a play date, because they weren't able to be here tonight. And they asked me, well, what happens if someone puts in their numbers after a stop? Then they don't count for that game. Even if they get bingo before anyone else, they did not get bingo because they're not actively playing that game. You can change your 5 numbers out throughout the evening. You can change them and make them different with each new game. And you don't have to keep up with them, and I don't have to keep up with them because you've already dropped them in the chat between the stops. They have to be between the stops to play that particular game. I love it. No extra work. We all get to just come in. Worst case scenario, you got from 7 to 7:30 to figure out what your first 5 numbers are going to be. But just like with any bingo, you do have to write bingo and your numbers in order for you to win the bingo, because somebody else could come in and just drop numbers, and it could get confusing. So I need you to still write bingo in your 5 numbers. But that's how we're going to do it. And if it's 10 till 9, we'll go ahead and play one more game. If it's 5 to 9, we're going to just wrap it up for the night. And after I reveal what tickets you have for the night, then we're going to start closing down and saying our good nights and head on out. So it is expected for us to finish up between 9:15 and no later than 9:30 every night. That will also give you time back into your life or an opportunity to go visit someone else's home. Tomorrow night, I do expect us to go all the way to 9:30 because I'm going to have to still explain what I've explained tonight. Because there's certainly people that will be there tomorrow that are not here tonight. And so, but after that, we won't have to always explain the rules. I will work on putting them in the information box, just like I did the movie instructions. But you guys, right now, there's a lot on my plate. I'm trying to get the premiere video out for tomorrow. I am trying to get the Traveling Box of Joy for next week together. I'm having to work on my project so I can do my Craft of the Heart. So there's so much other things that I'm having to work on. So if I don't get those instructions written out for tomorrow night, it'll be okay. But going forward, I will try to get those in the information box as we go forward. So that is that. I think I've covered everything. Oh, one other thing. I said there was 2, but there's really 3 things I'm taking away from the channel, sort of. So some of you might be asking, well, what about Real Delight on Friday night? That usually happened as the first Friday after my Joy Week, sometimes on my Joy Week. I am not doing Real Delight on Friday night anymore. However, I'm still doing it, but it's going to happen on a Sunday. And it will be the first Sunday after Joy Week every month. So it'll probably be the second Sunday of the month. And we'll just swap it up. Sometimes it might be a family movie. Sometimes it might be a Christian-based movie. But like with any of them, whether it was Real Delight on Friday night or Reel It In Sunday, you had to sign up for it. So if it's not your cup of tea, if you're not into animated Disney movies, then don't sign up. If you are and you can come, would love to have you. If you're not into a Christian-based movie, again, only those that sign up will receive those links. But it will fall under the title of Reel It In Sunday for all of it. And so honestly, I really just put about 14 to 15 hours back into my pocket a week. And I appreciate the grace in being able to do that. I'm hoping that I do not let you down and I bring a lot more crafting to you with that free time. So thank you for that. That now should clear up everything and all questions. So let me head to the chat and then we are going to head on out. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to bring those things. Movie night was here for 6.5 years and what a ride we had. But I'm looking forward to the whole idea of Friday Wind Down just already calms me and relaxes me. And so I hope you'll come. I hope you'll come. All right, let me go find those emojis that you guys dropped for me because you guys dropped a tremendous amount. So I should be able to find them rather quickly. And I did. Thank you so much for that. Oh, thank you, Jen. Thank you for that announcement. She says, thank you so much for the shout out, Cynthia. And thank you for that appreciation. I appreciate that. And you guys, there is Jen's channel. If you are not a part of her family, please, please consider going over there. I always have a wonderful time hanging out with her and Ivy. So, Mr. Joyful. So, I gave him an option of not coming anymore to Friday nights. And you guys will be happy to know that his answer was, I will absolutely be there. He enjoys it just as much as I do and as many of you do. So know that he will still be a essential part of our Friday nights. So I will let him know the love that y'all are pouring out for him. Kim says, sorry, y'all, I can't stay awake. I'll catch this on the replay. Grateful for the time I could be here. Everyone, blessings and sweet dreams. Nugs to you, my friends. Sweet dreams. Thank you for stopping by. It was great to have you. And looking to see what time she left. So she's been gone about 20 minutes. But thank you guys so much for loving her out for me. Hello, Mateo. Welcome in. So good to see you. Thank you for that love from Mateo. Love it, love it. Mateo's giving some love of his own. Love that. It really is kind of like a job, and I don't want it to be, but it really is, and it's a lot to keep up with. And you guys, without this rocket book that I can write and erase and redo, oh my gosh, there would be a lot more mistakes than what y'all have been seeing. So I mean, I have to have it to keep it together, and there's a lot to keep up with. So I appreciate you acknowledging that. Lacey says, making content for YouTube channel really is a job and there's not much payoff. No, my biggest payoff is the joy and the love that you guys bring in the chat. So please don't ever stop doing that. Please always, always love on each other because again, you never know what someone's going through, and just a simple hello, 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 nugs, nugs, nugs really makes a huge difference. And some days it does for me too. So thank you for doing that. Don't stop. Kate says, I'm sorry I have to log off. Have a great night. Thank you, Kate, for being here. Thank you guys also for loving her out. Appreciate that. All right. Appreciate the support so much. Appreciate it so much. That was talking about health and quiet time. Yes, yes. Loving on Terry. You need to take care of yourself so you can take care of everyone else. Absolutely. But it's a selfish thing. I'm also wanting that that time to have my personal quiet time and not rush through it, and also some time to create. So it's a very, very selfish decision, but hopefully you guys will reap the rewards of that. This bingo will be interesting to see how it will play out. Excited to see. I think it's going to be fun, and I think it's going to work very, very well. The fact that you don't have to keep up with numbers and I don't have to keep up with numbers, that's going to save a lot of time right there too. Not only outside of the live, but in the live as well. Right? Yay for smarter, not harder. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you, Margie. I did clarify that to the Eagles. If you earned tickets last Friday for movie night, they are staying in the box and they are already on your score sheet. So you will start tomorrow night if you come play with those tickets. And I will identify those folks and let them know how many they have. And then, of course, you know, if some are starting fresh tomorrow night and they only earn 5 tickets, then they're only going to have 5 tickets in there. But if I say you earn 5 tickets tonight, but you have 11 in the box, know that that's from what you earned from last week. So you still get credit for those. Absolutely. Thank you, Margie, for that reminder. Knew I was forgetting something. Wind down or wind down. Well, either. I love both. but I do have it as the WIND. But certainly, I'll bring my tea, you bring your wine, and we'll wind down together. I love that. I love that, Janine. So, love it. Dawn says, I will join you for the wind down. The wind down. I love it. Janine says, great. I like a good red. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for being here and definitely allow me to go over tonight. I'm excited. Change is good. I don't deal with change very well. I am a creature of habit for sure, but I've had to make a lot of changes on the channel over the last 2 years, and they've all been good. They've all been good, and we've moved forward, and we've continued to have fun and create and make joy. And so let's just continue to be there for one another and have a great time. All right. Love you too, Dawn. Well, thank you once again for being here and spending the evening with me. And just a little hint, if you got a few more seconds, you might want to stay and watch my lovely video because you never know what can happen. Anyway, be joyful, stay crafty in your own way, make your own joyful creations, and be the joy in everything you do. And above everything else, live your joy. You are beautiful. Tell yourself that daily. Hug yourself daily. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye. And I wasn't so suave as I thought I was. You're still here. Yay. So I have a group that holds me accountable for where my random giveaways will happen every week. And this week it was Cynthia's choice. And I decided to do a random giveaway after the outro was played at the tea party tonight. So the 18 of you that are still here, if you will write surprise in the chat, we are going to give a random surprise giveaway. So I will give you a little bit of time to do that. And I'm going to sip some more on this lovely peach tea and wrap up our tea party with this lovely Choose Joy. So excited to be able to choose some joy with someone. So if you're here and you would like an opportunity to have some joy come to your house, then just write the word surprise in the chat. And I would make sure you at least type it twice to make sure it takes, because you just don't know with all these glitches here lately. I'll give it about 15 more seconds. So if you have not typed in the word surprise, then go ahead and type in the word surprise. Got about 10 more seconds, and then we're going to spin this little wheel. Well, not wheel, but this random picker. All right. Here we go. Enjoy, everyone. And congratulations, Lacey. Lacey, hang on. Oh, and I made a mistake. I just popped that up, and I was supposed to do this, and I'm going to do it so it works in my memory bank, but I was supposed to do that. That's what you were supposed to see when you came back from the outro. But Lacey, congratulations. You are our winner. So let me clear the screen. And Lacey, I need you to pick a number from our Choose Joy house. So let me clear this so you can see it very well. So any one of those numbers that you still see facing forward, if you will pick a number, and I need to put this over to chat so that I can see what number she chooses. And while she's doing that, you guys, my mind is going crazy. I forgot to do a couple shout outs again, so let me do that. A reminder that Miss Suzanne shared with us that there might be a partial eclipse where you are. It may or may not, depending on where you live, but definitely go outside and check for that. Want to also just thank Miss Dawn P again for all the love and support she brings to the Joy team, as well as Miss Margie. Want to thank Kim again for her generous gift, and thank Kim for the 20 months that she has given to the Joy team. Again, welcome our friend Nifty in for the first time tonight, and Miss Kate for her generous gift. And then you guys don't forget to keep Izzy and her daughter in your prayers. And then if you will, remember Jen and her sister and their dog, their family member that they had to put down. So, and Miss Izzy chose the number 13. So let me pull 13 out. And let's see what she got. Ooh, Miss Izzy, you won 2 cotton. I got to remember. 2 Caron cotton ripple cakes in the color Mauve Glow. Let me get those pulled out and show you what those are. Oops, almost ripped the label. Sorry, Lacey. So this is what I will be mailing to you. So these Caron cakes. And let's see, the yardage in this is, it's 8.5 ounces, and each one has 491 yards. So you will be receiving both of these. Just need to make sure you email me and make sure I have your address, and I will get those out either in tomorrow's mail or Saturday's. You guys, there's something else in Lacey's envelope. So if you've stayed, this is your lucky night. We have a scratch off card. So let me tuck this back in. I just try to keep these in here, and we're going to put this box back in and turn it around because 13 has been chosen. And let me grab my quarter and scrape this scratch off card and see what we've got. Ah, so somebody is going to get to win a duck bag in the chat. Now, I will share the duck bag that you see over on the community post that Miss Candy won. That is one of 3 different duck bags that I have saved. It will not be that one. And I cleaned up my channel things here. So I don't know if I still have that, the other 2 in here. I do not. But it won't be that one, and I'll tell you why. Although that one is my favorite of the 3 bags, because Miss Candy won't even get that one till late September. That's how long it's taken for her to get that, and I don't want anyone else to have to wait that long. So even though that is a really fabulous duck bag, and it is my favorite, I will send you one of the other 2, Lacey. Excuse me, not Lacey. Lacey gets the yarn. Whoever the winner is for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this right back up here, and we're just going to spin again from this drawing. So here we go. And it is a crochet bag. And I'll see if I can find one similar from another company of that other one. And it is Mateo. Congratulations, Mateo. So Mateo, I know you've sent me your address before, but if you will send it again, that also helps me with my reporting to the IRS. So send me, Lacey and Mateo, an email that you won, what you won, and your address. And just a real quick, this is my email address right here. Thank you guys so much for a fabulous, joyful evening. And thank you for spending it with me and sticking around. And you just never know where a giveaway is going to pop up. So stay tuned. All right. Good night, guys. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow night. I am leaving for real this time. All right. Be joyful. Bye.